All right, guys, listen, I've got about 30 minutes. I'm actually going to let Kendra go, and I'm going to go downstairs. For those of you guys that know this, a handful of you guys have been here. I'm at Clara Vida right now. I'm dropping into the medicine in about 45 minutes. I'm skipping pre-flight, making my own rules like I do. But what I still want to do is show up. Doc Orange, you completely, there is no off days. There is no off days when you're obsessed with your life. There's not even off seconds or not even off minutes, right? I went from meeting to meeting to meeting to meeting to meeting today because I want to be here and I want to show up with you guys here to bring you guys exactly what's going on in our life. So John Hill, nice to see you guys on here. John and Debbie. Debbie, it's good to see you again. Been a long time. The rest of you guys, I understand that maybe you're going to share this with your wife. Maybe you don't. But Kendra's going to run this thing probably 30, 40 minutes, talking a little bit about it. But we're going to talk about trust and truth, right? Truth and trust inside of the same thing. And I think without those things, and we have this conversation all the time in our relationship, without truth, without trust, I guess they're similar, but without truth, meaning if there's any lies, anything inside of our life that we're not being who we're supposed to be with one another, if I lied, if I did drugs, probably if I didn't drink, but if I literally went out and started smoking crack again, Kendra's probably going to go ahead and divorce me. Right? If she finds me doing heroin again, no matter how good of a guy I am, she's probably going to say, you know what, fuck you, scumbag. Like, I'm not going to fuck with you. But we don't lie. Like, her and I don't lie about anything. Like, we have different ends of the spectrum, even as far as like little white lies. I literally will, before I have to do a little white lie, I will give what I need to give. So it's like, say it's a birthday present or some sort of thing like that. I literally won't even lie to her about it. I just give it to her before I have to lie about it. Right? I take it so fucking seriously. Like, stop fucking lying to me, guys. It's not about, it's who I am. It's consuming me. It's being this thing all the time, right? And the best way for me to do this, my visible superpower, like you guys all know in some of the room, is that it's my wife. Watching her growth, watching her trajectory, watch her become the woman that she is right now, continuing to be the person she's going to come. Our whole relationship is built off the fundamentals of truth. Without truth, you have nothing. Without trust, you can't have truth. Because if you don't trust someone's going to do what they said they're going to do, or they're going to show up when they need to show up, it's just never going to work. Now, this starts, I'm speaking specifically to you kings. Remove your wife, remove your girl for a minute. This is on you. I lead this fucking family. I lead this. I lead her. The truth and the trust starts with me. If I can't trust myself to make the decisions, if I can't trust myself to do the work, if I can't trust myself to lead, if I can't trust myself not to get on this cocksucking thing and actually not look at half-assed naked chicks on Instagram, how the fuck is she ever going to trust me, right? Trust is something that's transferred through the truth and the power of the creation of the relationship that you want. So I want you guys to, before I give it to Kendra and let her kind of do what she needs to do as I prepare to go on my journey and do the stuff that I'm doing here, I want you to ask yourself this question. Do I even fucking trust myself? For real, do you trust yourself? Do you trust yourself that you're going to do what's required? Do you trust yourself that you're going to do what's required and what you're committed to? Do you trust yourself, not about the fact, oh, I'm never going to drink again, or, oh, I'm never going to lie again, but when you look in the fucking mirror, do you have absolute 100% just belief in you? I do. In this call, I can talk a little bit different, okay? I don't have to pussyfoot around like I do inside of the Comeback Council. Those dudes are still trying to solve an alcohol problem. You guys are here at the place where you're waking up to be fucking free. Trusting yourself is something that is earned by doing what you said you're going to do, and then watching your wife give it back to you. Literally give it back to you. And I'm not talking just about sex. Yes, we have sex all the time. Yes, we got a great relationship. It's about the friendship. It's about nurturing the conversation. It's about communicating and being deep with one another. It's about the fact that I'm about to go in the 16th dimension and I'm going to go find her soul and have a conversation with her because I believe in a fucking truth that we can't even see. I'm not crazy. I'm just me because I trust myself to be something greater today than I was yesterday. I was walking. I shared this on the Comeback Council call a little bit ago. I was walking just yesterday. It's sunny out there, and it's interesting because it's always the same bald eagles that I see. You've got the pond in the back. I've got the music going. I got the water behind me. I've got the trees swaying, and I'm looking around, and I'm like, what has changed, Mark? I'm searching for an answer. Like, what has changed in you? What has changed in you? What has changed in you? Because so many things changed. I just watched a video of me, Chris, that I was texting you that we put out, the Comeback Council video. That motherfucker's not even the same dude. Like, that guy needs to change. Like, we need to recreate those. I'm such a better speaker, a better man, a better leader. I'm better at all this shit, right? But here's the point when I'm walking, and I want to give it to you. I believe in myself now in ways I've never been able to believe in myself. The belief that I have in me is transferred into my wife. I see it in her every day. I see it in the truth of who I am. I just sent a video to the kids, right? I do the comeback 7, just like you guys. My video is to my wife, my kids. We have a group called the Sigma Squad. And what I did was, as I get ready to go on this journey, I'm coming to hunt down a better version of myself. And I say, listen, hey, I want you guys to know that Dad is here and I love you more than anything in this world. And I know that I'm not perfect all the time. And I know sometimes you think that I'm angry and I'm aggressive and the high standards I have for myself. This is my truth and I love you, but don't ever think it's about you. Guys, holding the trust and the truth for yourself is a mirror that you hold up to yourself every fucking day. And when you have a wife that's looking back at you, she's feeding this loop to you, and she can do the same, it's game the fuck over. I've said this over and over and over. We get a handful of wives that come on here, and I'm honored to roll with you guys. I don't know if you're taking this back to them or if you're just hearing me speak and hearing Kendra speak and being part of this thing or where you sit inside of this. But I'm telling you right fucking now, the most important thing in my life is the relationship with my wife. My kids are going to move on. My son is going to have a wife. My daughters are going to find a man better than me. And at the end of the day, it's going to be Kendra, me, by that dog, God, truth. You understand that truth isn't something you go and seek. It's something that you are. Am I clear on that? The believability that I have inside of myself right now made my truth look like to some people like it's a lie, that I'm a lie. I'm a narcissist. I'm these type of things. That is by small-minded motherfuckers. You guys are in a place right now. I want you to believe in your relationship. Bryce, I don't know why you're on my mind right now. Maybe just because I'm here and whatever. I want you to look at your wife and I want you to see her for who she is and what she can become. Every time you guys have this relationship, an intimate encounter, a friendship, a passing by in the bathroom or in the kitchen and you smack her on the ass, or you just look into her eye, that she can see who you are because you trust yourself, because you set yourself free. Because that's your truth. I know Kendra put together a little bit of a message for you guys. I've got about 30 minutes. I didn't have anything planned up, but I felt like whatever I just said is very important to you guys. I see you.
I love everything that you just shared, honey, because again, just to Mark is in Clara Vida, you guys. And so I'm back at home, and right before he left, he looked at me, he said, hey baby, we still got to do what we got to do. You still got to get on the call. And I was like, don't worry, I got it. You go, you do what you have to do, babe. And I will make sure that I'm on the call and I will deliver something to these people. And so I didn't even share with Mark what I was going to end up sharing with you guys today, but it's all so like, it all is going to mesh together so perfectly and so well that everything that you just said, honey. And again, and just to go back to last week when we talked about unity and having that telepathic or just being on that complete same page. Again, this is going to just deliver once again on how connected and not that we are, just because everything that I was going to say, you touched based on just a little bit. So I just wanted to say, I think that's so dope again. And that is possible for every single one of you guys on here.
I love it.
But anyways, are you still going to stay on this call, babe? Sorry.
I'm going to walk down, give the 3 guys that are going to go on a journey a hug, that I'm going to come back and finish with you. So I'll be back in a couple minutes.
No big deal.
Okay.
You guys, we are on the 4th week. So we've already covered transformation, recreation, unity, and now we're on truth. And like you guys just heard Mark saying, truth and trust are essentially one and the same. And I'm going to walk down a little bit of different path just because that's in my nature, and Mark takes his way and I take my way. But the major takeaways that I heard from my husband right there was that truth is not surface level. It's depth. It's a vibrational. It is a complete and whole acceptance of your truest, most authentic self. That's essentially what I just took away from what Mark was saying. And in every single one of you. And it's not just something that you do one time. Truth isn't just something that you discover one time. It's something that is never ending. Truth is ever changing, right? So Mark was just sharing a little bit. This is it's not his 17th time at Clara Vida. I think it's seriously his 6th or 7th. But when you are constantly searching new depths of yourself and your truth and what is your truth, there's layers to it. There's levels to it, just like in everything else that we do. And I am a comeback in our lives. There's levels to it. Before, the first time when Mark went to Clara Vida, it was, okay, this is my truth and this is what I'm discovering of this. How can I discover and destroy any false truths that don't fit the life that I'm trying to live by now, right? So Mark will tell you, he's not calling you guys liars, and I'm not here to ever call you guys liars, but there is a truth inside of you that you have yet to discover, or a depth that you have yet to go to yet. I don't know what that is. And I don't know what your way of discovering it is. For Mark, it's obviously medicine journeys. That's what helps him get new depths, new truths of himself. For me, it's a little bit of both, right? And so for me, I think I'm a lot more contemplative. I'm a lot more quiet. I'm not so aggressive with the answers that I search for, and I feel like maybe whatever it is for you guys is what it is for you guys. But truth is not surface level. It is depth. And it is so incredibly important to understand and to lead by that, because we all want to be leaders on here, whether you're a wife, a husband, right? You guys are fathers and business owners, etc. And you can only lead to the depth of what you've led yourself to. And we already talked about that in below, right? So you can only lead to the depth that you've worked yourself at. You can only go to the amount of exploration that you've done inside of yourself. That's why it's imperative to keep chasing, to keep searching, to keep discovering. And I find in the most, it's just combining truth and trust and how it all works together. When Mark first told me about all these crazy ideas, and to me at the time, they were crazy. I had no idea what he was talking about. He was such a big thinker. I think I was just floored. I said, holy smokes, I never met a man who spoke with had so much truth in who he was. And even though he was still searching and exploring different depths of him, I was just so taken aback. And just, again, I was a little overwhelmed. I was like, oh, wow, holy smokes. This guy is so sure of who he is. Right. And as I continue to watch him grow and to push himself and inevitably it rubs off on me. So even for you husbands, again, the levels and the depths of which you are taking yourself. And I don't know which way you need to take yourself. I don't know what truths you need to explore. I don't know I don't know. But all I know is that the more authentic and the more raw and the more real that my husband has ever been with me, it brings out that in me too. And so I think I've said it before. I've said it 1,000 times, and it's still the truest statement that I can make today is the greatest gift that my husband has ever given me is the full authenticity to be my truest and most authentic self. There is no greater and freer feeling in the entire world than just being exactly who you want to be and who you know you can be, and having somebody love you and accept you wholly for that. But that just doesn't happen by accident. Like, and again, where I'll go back to the beginning when Mark was telling me about all these crazy, at the time, crazy things that I had never heard of. It was so inspiring to me because all I heard in that moment when he's like spewing these crazy ideas and business and life and journeys, all I heard was, I'm just trying to explore more of who I am. I'm giving you permission, Kendra, to explore more of who you are because I'm already doing that. And when I've said, I think last week when we're talking about unity and just becoming together, raise your hand if you know all of the deepest, darkest, shadowy, terrible things about your significant other, their thoughts, their feelings, right? We all have them. And I'm not talking about, I'm just talking about guilt, right? Or isolation or anger, right? That this is such a huge one that Mark was able to come to me in his full truth and his full vulnerability and talk about how freaking angry and how much rage he carried inside of him. I welcomed that energy with arms wide open because I know that this man, if he's sharing his most authentic truth, and this is how he's feeling, what does that do for me, right? And so in moments where I'm feeling, well, whatever I'm feeling, honestly, I'm able to open up to him. I'm able to, again, be my most authentic self and in truth. And what does that do? Again, the truth and the trust go completely mesh together. I can trust completely and fully in my husband because he trusts himself fully and completely in himself. Whether he's in fits of rage, whether he's in fits of guilt, whatever it is, I know that he's working in harmony with where he's at to where he wants to be. And in a relationship, I can't think of anything better than expressing exactly who you are and exactly what you feel at any given moment and sharing that with your special freaking soulmate of a human. I know you guys have all said it before. You want that soul level connection, or, oh, Mark, or how do I get that? How do I get my wife on that soul level connection? Or how do I get her to buy into the soul level connection? The soul level connection comes from the soul level work that you have to do
with yourself.
With yourself. Yes. Thank you, Eddie.
Right. So I'm just going to jump on here to help you out because you're doing a great job. And I just wanted to share a couple things. So what Kendra is saying is the greatest gift that I gave her and she gave it to herself was ultimately allowing her to become her most authentic version of herself possible.
And that was because you were your most authentic self. Sorry, I might have been a long-winded way of saying it.
Good, honey. But what I want you guys to take from this is that I am the leader. I don't know what your dynamic is in your guys' relationship with your wife. If you have a wife that wants to be the leader, cool. I guess maybe that works for you. Maybe that works for you. In my household, it doesn't work that way. In my household, I got to do what I said I'm going to do. If there's a bump at the night, someone knocks on the door, who's getting up to fucking kill him? I am. That's how it works. Okay. And therefore, I'm the one that makes it roar. I'm the one that's going to knock down the fucking door. And when you do this, guys, what she's basically saying and how I want to help you understand this is you have to seek and search out your truth. Yeah, the medicine journeys are great. A handful of guys have been here with me. It's what helps me. Basically, what it does for me is help me get rid of all the shit that I carry from carrying all the people. I'm at a place now where my truth is no longer about pain. It's all about power. So I sat right here on this conversation here a little bit ago with a guy. He comes in and we were talking about, what do I want to get out of this? And I said, man, I want more raw power. I want more fucking strength. I want more championships. I want to fucking go 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. My truth today, gentlemen and ladies, is not what come on in, brother. My truth and my truth today is not what it was back then.
Yes.
Okay. Paul, say what's up.
What's up, guys?
So Paul, here's my facilitator. He's going to get in here and get my room ready right now. So it's getting down close to crunch time. But what I want you guys to share is that if I never chased a version of me that I knew I was, and I played small because of what people think about some of the shit inside of your mind that you allow hold you back.
Yes.
Okay. Some of the people, some of the places, some of the things, some of the thoughts, some of the patterns, some of the beliefs, some of the shit. It's not even that they're little things, you know conceptually that they're little things, but they're just fucking grabbing you, right? And they're grabbing you all over the place. And you can't let yourself be free because there's too many of these things holding on. So you don't just have one chain, you don't just have one shackle. You've got fucking thousands of shackles. My truth is this. I had to face the fact that I didn't like everything about myself. But here's what Kendra's trying to say. When I didn't like what it was at every single level, I let her know.
Mm-hmm.
I let her know, hey, I don't like this about me.
Yep.
I don't like this, what it does for us. What did I just say? What did I just say the other day? Oh, guys.
It was energy, about your energy.
I mean, guys, by 9 o'clock at night, Kendra she doesn't even like to look at me because I'm scary looking. And I'm not joking because
his eyes are bloodshot red.
My eyes are bloodshot fucking red. You know what it's like to keep the energy like this all day? And I'm not tired. I want more. So I tell her, hey, baby, I don't like the way that I feel. I don't feel like I'm bringing home my best energy. I'm giving everything to these guys. She's like, no, everything you do is great. But I know that my truth is I can be better. I know that if I'm giving it till 6 o'clock at night, a fucking 130% of my time, my energy, my effort, my intensity to all of you guys. And then I come home like a fucking lethargic fucking weak pussy. What am I? I'm not giving my best self to my wife. I'm not giving my best self to my kids. So I can give everything to you guys. And then I recognize like, sure, again, better than most. My 60% or 30% is better than most people's. My 10% is better than most people's 100%. But guess what? My truth is that I'm not fucking doing what I need to do for me. Is it possible for me to have 24 hours a day of raw intensity without sleeping? I don't know. I got 2 doctors on here who will probably tell me no. I don't know that I want to believe you. I love you guys, but I don't know. So what I'm saying here is like the truth for me is that as I constantly hunt down these next levels, it always gets mirrored back into my life. But if I didn't chase down, then Kendra would not be able to chase up. You see what I'm saying? If I don't chase down my fucking truth, she won't chase up to the truth and the freedom that I've left for her. So I want you to give some applicable stuff because I need you in about 10, 15 minutes. We're going to dose up, do things a little bit differently. And we know we do at 2:30. How do you see, how did I do this for you? Aside from me just being, and I mean, this could be the answer, right? I just fucking speak.
And I think I think in a really, like I said, in a long-winded way that I said it, that's why I've stressed to you gentlemen, communication and over communication and just speaking all of the crazy, darkest, funniest, silliest, whatever parts of you, speaking that in your full transparency and your full freaking truth.
So what is your truth? This is the homework for you guys.
What is your truth? And
truth?
If you stop running from it and you start embracing it and you start being vulnerable to the one person in this fucking life that you chose to be vulnerable with, that comes back to you tenfold. I wouldn't be, the greatest gift that Mark ever gave me was the gift to be my most authentic and vulnerable self. And that's because he did it first.
So
and a lot of you guys, you might have great communication skills. You might be great with your wife. And I love that. But there's a depth and there's a level into which you can explore it even further. I don't know. Maybe it's communitively, maybe it's sexually, maybe there's desires and things that you've wanted to do or try or to say with your wife, but you've been too scared to say and do and try, right? That is not living in your full truth. What happens when you do live in your full truth? What happens when you do start to explore those depths? I can only speak for me and for my husband, but the reason why I don't give a crap whether he goes and takes 10 medicine journeys or 4 or however many he wants to take is because when he does the work and he comes back and he's explored these new depths and levels to himself, I know that comes back to me tenfold. It gives me permission in a sense that I can start exploring new depths and levels to myself where I don't feel judged or I don't feel inauthentic for wanting to explore and try different new things. It's a complete exchange of this incredible power into both of you where it's just like, hey, yeah, we're really freaking doing this. We're both trying to just explore the depths of each other to come together to be one massive soul level connecting unit, really.
I love it. So listen.
And so my challenge for you guys isn't anything other than asking yourself, what's a level, what is a truth and what's another depth that I can take it? or maybe what's something that you haven't been truthful about to yourself. And I'm not even talking about lying. I'm not taking it to that severity. I'm not saying you're intentionally lying to your wife or to yourself or to whatever, but there's something that you know that you can explore on a deeper level. I don't know what that is. And I'm just going to challenge you to explore that.
Let me frame this up. Let me frame this up
yeah.
in another way too, honey. So the truth isn't something that's already had to happen. The truth can be created. So I need you guys to understand that. Okay?
The truth is ever changing.
Yes.
My truth 7 years ago wasn't my truth what it is right now. That's why I keep explaining, like, there's levels and there's depths to this, you guys. It's not just a one way. My truth has been changing for 7 years, and I'm not planning on stopping anytime soon. And again, you've heard me say it, where you're at is where you're at. That's a great thing. Because you can only go up from here, because there is no going back for any of us now that we started doing this. There is no going back.
Yep. So I put an exercise in for you guys. It's called the This Is Me exercise. Okay. And here's the instructions. So the task is to write a list of short-term bullet points that comprehensively describe this is me. So what you're going to do is get out a pen and paper and write down this is me. I actually just got this exercise a little bit ago, started working through it. So this is me. The idea is to summarize who you are, key things that you've learned in life, and what you stand for in short little 1 to 2 sentence sound bites. Like I said at the beginning, it was a little intimidating, but then this is a note to me, but it then became fun. Once I got a roll, I was able to get the bulk of it done in a single flight. Since then, I've gone back and refined a few more times. More things came out. Looking back on it now, I seriously think it's one of the most impactful exercises I've ever done. And every time I reread it, I keep adding and tweaking. It just gives me more and more insights. You'll see what is true in radical vulnerability, and so in the spirit of full transparency and leading by example. So the challenge is, if you should choose to accept this thing, so write this thing down all the way down to, like, this is my favorite color. This is the way that I think. This is the way that I operate. Because here's the thing. You can't have a truth. You can't have trust by somebody if you can't know every single detail about you. And I'm going to tell you this right now, right? There's a dark side and there's a light side. Kendra doesn't, she's got a dark side, right? We all do, right? Everybody's got this dark side. My dark side is fucking pitch black. My dark side is ugly. My dark side has thoughts of literally wanting to hurt and kill people. I'm not fucking lying. I'm honest about it.
I know that about you.
Right? I am not lying. I would rather do that than build the business. It's just the truth. If I could hunt down pedophiles and do that and get paid for a living, or even not get paid and somehow take care of my family, I would do it in a fucking heartbeat. Period. The end. It's what fucking drives me. But if I take that one truth and I know that about me and I start looking at all the way that I feel, I can find some connective tissue around everything that I am. I am is a statement. I am is the most incredible fucking statement in this world. I am a comeback. I am a God. I am a father, right? I am a leader. I am a man. I am a woman. I am a winner. I am a loser. You see what I'm talking about? Your truth is starting based off those words. When it came to relationships, since we're on this conversation about relationships, I was a piece of fuck. Period. The end. Not to Kendra, never heard her. But my prior history, the truth of Mark Jennison, prior to Kendra Jennison, was that of one that none of you guys would have trusted to ever have relationship advice. You would have trusted me to do one thing, not drink, but the business would have never became what it is today had I not allowed myself to fully transfer the truth and the power of who I wanted to be to her. And this is the thing. The mirror that I wanted for the man that I want to become, I watched in her on the days I didn't want to because I couldn't see the fucking result. So the result would show up in love, in appreciation, in connection, in sexual encounters, in intimate moments. I set up my truth to live my life the way that it is right now, fucking 6 years ago. So visible superpower. If you guys were two Fridays or two whatever Flying Fridays ago or 3 Flying Fridays ago, we talked about it. This is how I gauge. It's how I gauge if I'm successful or not. By the way that my wife looks, acts, talks, speaks, who she hangs out with, what she reads. Although she likes to read these smut books, right? It's what she likes to read, but she likes it. What she does, how she lifts, what she eats. It's never about what it's doing to me. Do you understand this? My truth is reflected in her, because guess then who else watches the truth of her? Phoenix,
My children.
Jade, and Bailey. I can't always tell what's going on in my mind because I'm a fucking lunatic. I know what's going on, right? But from thing to thing to thing, like I'm literally going to get done here and go on a journey. My life does not have minutes to stop, seconds to spare. I like it that way. That's my truth. Going back to that believability thing, I want you to hear this. The intensity that I have in my life is also backed by consistency. Consistency of chasing down a version of me that I know that I'm capable of being. And I know my wife is capable of being more. So I watch her. As a man on this call right now, or a woman on this call, it is time for you to figure out how to get this reciprocated energy in a way that you can look at your spouse, you can look at your significant other, you can mesh and you can mold and you become one. Because now you are not two truths, you are one truth united on a place of trust to be something greater that breaks your fucking bloodline, that changes the lineage of your last name. I don't play a game to be married. I don't play a game to just have a relationship that gives me sex when I want. I'll play a game that'll be infinite, that will change and last the test of time, because I don't know what the world has to operate, but I'm that motherfucker. That's my truth. That's your truth. I don't know if anything I said made sense. I'm not allowed medicine right now.
It was great. It made sense to me, honey.
I'm fine. I'm just joking. Here's what I want you to do, though. I can sit here and I can speak like that, and I can make you guys feel a certain type of way. I'm really fucking good at it. I know that. I know that about myself. And my wife is good at it. She's getting great at it. She's going to be better than me. I know that about it. But we don't matter in your relationships.
Right.
You guys matter in your relationships. There's a version of you that your husband is waiting to meet, Miss Lisa. You guys are going through some stuff. I know these things. Going through some stuff. And you're carrying a lot, and he's carrying a lot. And there's fear, and there's worry, and there's what did I do wrong? And there's regret, maybe, or whatever, maybe happiness, maybe sadness, and maybe spiritual alignment and hope. There's all these different ranges of emotions you're facing right now, you and Doc. But there's a version of you and him that you can hunt down together that can be so profound, so explicitly in love, so connected in a soul level way that Noah will see the light. He's not lost. He's just looking to be found. He doesn't know what he's searching for, but his soul is searching. His path is his path, but his parents are the guideline. His parents are the fucking path that his parents are what's here for him to see. This version of you becoming so solid and so solidified, but it's going to require you to be more than what you are today. It's going to require you to get into a new truth. Mm-hmm. The same for all of you guys. This is for Rager, right? Like, you're in a new relationship with a wife. I couldn't hug my wife. I could have sex with her. I could when we first started, but even that wasn't the way that it is today. I could hold her hand, but it felt fucking weird. Felt weird. Because my truth is that someone comes around me back then, they're going to die. Or she's going to cheat on me. Or I'm going to cheat on her. Or we're going to lose everything. Or the pressure of the business is too much. Or I'm not good enough for her. And then I decided to switch everything in it. Switch the way I think, the way I talk, the way I look, the way I love her, the way I communicate with her, the way I embrace her. And am I perfect every fucking day? No. But I don't leave one day like it's not the fucking first time that I saw her. I don't take one encounter if I know that I'm going to leave without feeling good inside, that if I die, she knows that I'm that man that she fucking needed. And she's feeling it right now on this call. I want you guys to think about this. I could talk about this in your relationship. I could talk about your body. I could talk about your walk with God. I could talk about with your business. At some point, I need you guys to accept the invitation of your truth, that you guys are far greater than you even recognize. Kings do king shit. They don't just wear a fucking t-shirt. Queens do and make moves that their husbands cannot make. Passionate about everything in my life, but I'm most passionate about my wife. It's my favorite. Not just about the sex. I'm a guy. I have a very high sex drive. Very high. Always want her. 3,000 times a day. Not going to deny that. This is not just true. It's true. That's not even what I'm talking about. That is so far not important. I mean, it's important, but it's not what I do it for. There's an energy and a feeling and a connection that we have that I didn't know was possible in the world. And once I grabbed a hold of that and I recognized that it was for me, just like I loved alcohol, just like I loved crack, just like I loved meth, just like I loved fucking everything, I became addicted to the way that she felt. Not the way that she felt, but the way that she made me feel.
Yes.
And then the way that I made myself feel, in turn, made her feel a certain type of way. I'm not just saying these things to try to look cool. I want you guys to fucking do this. When you go out on date night this week, or you spend time, or when, like with you, honey, I'll let you wrap this up and give some words of wisdom. I want you to be with them like it's the first time you've ever been with them. There's no reason not to. The honeymoon phase is bullshit. The constant recreation, the ability to love, to unite, to transform, to recreate. God, guys, don't let today pass you. John Hill, fucking get off this camera and go make love to your wife. I mean, I'm serious. Go for a walk. Fucking connect with one another. Like, this is what matters. Honey, you got anything to say?
Oh, honey, I think you did it and said everything perfectly. You really did.
Okay. So just what I'd like you guys to do is that I am the exercise, and I think you should do it individually, then do it with one another. And then from Kendra's takeaway, what the men need to do is you need to find your truth and then sit with your wives and let them understand that since you're seeking a new level of truth, that it's going to be uncomfortable as she finds her next level of truth. And sit down and have a conversation. So I like things always done in relationships separately. I do it first, and then I bring it to her, and then we do it together. Transformation, recreation, unite, trust, right? Engage,
yep.
Honor. All right. Anyone got any questions for me? Okay, well, you guys I can't tell what's going on in you guys' world.
Oh, I got one for you, Mark.
What you got, Kevin Kerber?
I think looking at my wife's and I relationship, married 21 years, and all the lies I've told and done, and you coming into your relationship with Kendra and what you guys have been through, it's really a question for both of you. I sense that my wife knows my dark side, whether that's sexual or pornography or strippers and stuff like that. Kendra, do you know his dark side without him telling you? Yes, that's my question.
I know every disgusting, rage-filled, shadowy part of my husband. And the most important reason why I can talk, I'll tell people, I'll shout it from the rooftops. I absolutely love what a psychopath my husband is. People laugh at that, but I mean it in full truth and transparency. And that's because my husband is so good with who he is and is so good at living with that dark side, but it also so good at being the light and love and leader for our family, that I've literally just become so obsessed with every single part of who he is. And so if you're, I know I share with you guys about knowing your husbands or your wives should know those parts of you, but equally important, they need to know the light side of you too, right? Because no woman or wife wants to be with a husband who's always fucking pissed off and hates the world and is dark and is angry and is filled with guilt and rage and shame. And nobody wants to be with somebody like that. But Mark's truth was that, yes, I have that, but my truth is also that I am this over here too. He rewrote a complete different story for himself, and he didn't hide either of those parts from me. And that's when I talk about that vulnerability and that authenticity of just being exactly who you are, because your wife is going to either love you and accept you fully for it, or somebody else will. And that is just the truth of it.
Here's the truth. Okay. And you brought it to the things that you do. I got people coming up here, so I got to fly here in a couple seconds, but you guys bring it to the place of what you just said there, strippers or pornography or those type of things. Come on in, strippers, pornography or whatever. What's up, bro? I just finished up the call here. You go to that place, Kevin, but that's not what she's worried about. What she's worried about is, or what you're talking about, the dark side, what Kendra's talking about, is the man that fucking would need to go there, that feels those things. The actions of what you did or what I did or what any of you guys done, those are less important than the fucking pain that she feels inside of you. And she could probably do a whole call on what it's like to live with somebody who is enraged and engulfed in rage and anger and sadness and depression, yet at the same time would fight and fight and fight to find this light. She just said probably the most important, powerful thing for all of you guys to hear on this call: accept your light too. For years, 2, 3, 4 years, and I'm a comeback. Guess what? All we did was stay in the dark, right, Bryce? And finally, one day I'm like, let's get the fuck out, right, Rager? Dude, what are we doing? But I couldn't see it. It was comfortable in the dark. I love the dark, but this light is more uncomfortable. So don't give, just like alcohol, don't give the thought to the sex, the whatever type of shit that you're holding against yourself. Recreate a new truth and let her know the light side and the dark side, because inside of there is a powerful warrior. All right. I'll let you guys finish it up. I'm going to hop in here. You guys got anything else for me? No.
Have a good journey, man.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah,
that was good. Kendra spitting fire, man. It was great.
She's way better than me. All right, baby. I'm gonna do my stuff, and then I'm gonna call you, and then we'll touch base before I head out. Rager, love you, love all you guys. I will see all of you guys tomorrow, probably. What is tomorrow? Tuesday? We don't have a call tomorrow. Whatever. I'll see you guys later.
See you on the other side.
Do you guys have any questions for me? Again, if there's anything, I can try to answer as best as I can. But if not, just the biggest takeaway again for today, for me, for you guys, is that your truth is ever changing. And what it is right now doesn't mean that's what it has to say and that's what it has to be. So go ahead. I challenge you to discover and search inside of yourself the depths of what you want your freaking truth to be. And the more authentic and the more real you are about accepting both sides, the dark side and the light side. And that sounds like a Star Wars thing. I don't know. I don't even watch Star Wars. But the sooner that you can accept and be both, the authenticity that comes with it and the vibrational frequencies that come with that, your wife, like Mark said, it comes back to him tenfold. Your wife will become that. You guys will become that. And it is the dopest thing on the planet to have somebody love you wholly and completely for your truest, most authentic self. So that's all I have for you guys. Thank you for letting me spend some time with you. And Chris has the exercise for you guys down below. We'll see you later.
Thanks, guys. Those of you that I know you messaged me about your wife. So today I'm going to send out the recaps. I was just trying to be careful that I didn't add your wife's phone numbers and emails to our CRM. And then Debbie starts getting 10 emails a day about coming to the experience. I was just trying to make sure that I didn't over communicate. So I'll make sure that everybody gets that stuff today. So Nate, hopefully that answers your question. I was just trying to protect your inbox and your phone so you didn't get the hard sell to come to something. So that's also going on. So thank you guys. I'll get it out for you today. See you tomorrow, Pastor Josh, 10 o'clock.